Moving on to the big one. It is the blue ribbon. It is the Boodles Cheltenham Gold Cup. And at the moment with FansBet, A Plus Tard is your 3-1 favourite, but he's going to be enhanced. And we're going to come to Dan in a second to find out just how much he's going to be enhanced by. 4-1 Galvin, 5-1 Manila Indo, last year's winner. Protector at 8-1. Album Photo 17-2. Alaho, who Dean really wants to run this race, but he's running the Ryanair's 10-1. Conflated 11-1, and it is 12-1 bar. What price are FansBet going A Plus Tard, Dan?
4-1 A Plus Tard. Currently the worst result in the book as well. I think he's been quite well backed throughout the campaign. Really, this defeat last time didn't seem to put too many people off. Galvin, for me personally, I think he's the most solid horse in this race. I think he's defied every expectation that's ever been of him. Form at Cheltenham is absolutely rock solid. All come on an old course, but you'd probably say, looking at him, he'd probably prefer the new course based on his run style. That National Hunt Chase looks fantastic form now. I think he's just that progressive type, hasn't had a go at this yet. Obviously beating horses in Gold Cups don't have great records, which would be a bit of a caveat with A Plus Tard. So Galvin for me.
Galvin for Dan. David Mullins, like you've ridden like proper Gold Cup contenders and you know what it takes to win a Gold Cup. Galvin just strikes me as the type that he's almost guaranteed to finish in the first three, but I think he's almost guaranteed to find 1-2 good, is he?
Yeah, it's looking like that. Does anyone know if Mount Ida runs or not?
I think it's looking likely.
Mare's Chase.
She's going to the Mare's Chase. It's not definite yet, but it's looking likely. Would you like her for this?
I fancy her non-running, no bet, yeah. Big time.
In the Gold Cup?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the rest we're on.
No.
For those of you that couldn't see that face,
Not a chance.
Mikey.
No.
You're disrespecting your late granddad now. Donn runs the last mare to win it. You know, I'd be shocked now.
She wouldn't win a champion hurdle now.
Sorry, go on
it's
and
a good
elaborate
call.
anyway,
It's a good
Dave.
call. It's a good call.
We will come to the Mayor's race in a second and she'll come up again, probably Mount Ida. But you're a big fan of Mount Ida?
Yeah, A Plus Tard then otherwise. Galvin will run well. Manila Indo. You'd love to say that he's going to come back around Cheltenham again. I can't say it. Album Photo. Haven't seen enough of him to go back on him again after Willie saying he's going to change things around. Hasn't done one thing different.
Willie was... he was very, very lukewarm last week on him in particular. He said he's not where he wants him to be, not working well. Brought him away to work and he's not happy. Is he?
There's no other trainer in the history that would publicly say like the amount of wrong things he's done.
Yeah.
You know, he's amazing.
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't hear an English trainer or
No.
an Irish trainer saying it.
Yeah. No, I thought it was interesting. All right. Do you think he could do it, Mikey? Album Photo.
No, I don't. I don't think I don't think he's good enough, and it's just very hard. He's getting on a bit, and I didn't think he was as impressive in Tremor either.
Who is good enough then? What wins it?
A Plus Tard.
You're good in French in school, were you?
I'm
not sure. I don't think they pronounce the last letter. I'm not sure.
TD and S doesn't
A
go
Plus
When I
Tard.
went to school, I had to pronounce the D's, so that's why. But
So
yeah.
A Plus Tard. Go on.
Yeah, no, he was awesome in Haydock, and he was 7-year-old last year. He's a year older this year. Henry's horses are coming back into a bit of form, and he was unlucky in Leopardstown, and he's solid. Like at 4-1, you can't go wrong there. Like,
Yeah, is he one of these, Mikey, that if they're all the same price, he'd be the one you'd be backing every day of the week?
oh, for sure, yeah, absolutely. He's the best profile going into this. Obviously, Galvin is solid. You're spot on. You'd be just worried. Is he just a little, just not Gold Cup winning material?
Would you worry about the record of horses who've ran the race before coming back and trying to win it? Cottle started it, but they do have a poor record in it, beating horses.
Well,
coming
so
back.
do horses that win it have a poor record and going
Yeah.
back the following year.
Yeah, very bad.
No, I wouldn't worry about that at all.
Okay.
Not one bit.
Enough. You've eased my worries. That's all right. Yeah. So it's A Plus Tard, yeah.
Like if you had to pick a horse to ride in it, like he'd definitely be the one. He looks cool.
Which one?
A Plus Tard.
Dan?
Wouldn't you ride no died on you?
It's a hell of a it's a hell of a race. It's the Gold Cup. I like Manila Indo. I know he won it last year, and it's hard to come back and win it again. But Album Photo did it, and Manila Indo, like just his King George run, obviously was all wrong. it was the wrong track, cheek pieces, ridden forward, up with a fast pace, and he was beaten with the circuit to run, like it just wasn't his running. But I thought he had to be a lot better at Leopardstown the last day, but he was. Like he stayed on well, and then he got a bit tired, and Janet nearly caught him for second, but they didn't go a great pace in that either. And he's just a real stamina, staying, gritty horse. His Cheltenham record is phenomenal. He's going to be a different horse at Cheltenham. We know that. He's a better horse in the spring. His record in March, April and May is head and shoulders above anything that he achieves from October to February. He's won an Albert Bartlett hurdle when he was running he ran with the choke out for most of the race. He was beaten in the RSA chase when himself and Allaho got at each other from a long way out, and Champ came and mugged the pair of them. And then he won the Gold Cup last year. Like he's just and he actually won the Gold Cup last year with a wee bit more in hand than the winning margin. He just seemed to beat Absolute Hard by a wee bit more than the whatever was a length and a bit. And
Jack Kennedy could ride him too, couldn't he? You think now?
Yeah. Don't know. I think didn't Henry say Robbie Parr is going to ride?
He said he was in.
Probably will keep the ride.
He actually specifically said if Jack Kennedy is available, that could change things.
Yeah, I did the story.
And if Conflated goes to the Ryanair, then
yeah, I think Conflated will go Gold Cup. I think Gordon.
you think he'll go Gold Cup?
I think Gordon will get his way.
That's another argument they have to have, because I think Sam want him to go for the Ryanair and Gordon wants to go for the Gold Cup. Yeah. Album photo, I just think it's hard. Like he's got 5 lengths to find him in Ella from last year. He's a 10-year-old now. How's he going to reverse play since the last 10-year-old was cooled on in '98, I think? So I can't see it. Can see Protectorat. He's the kind of, I think he's best of the British. Well, the market says he is, but he's a 7-year-old progressive horse. He stayed in the Many Clouds chase at Aintree. Again, when he was free early on soft ground, I thought he did well to win as well as he did that day, and he's got Cheltenham form as well. So he's interesting, and Dan Skelton's keeping him fresh for this. So I think he's the best of the British. But yeah, I think Manella Indo. Yeah, I can see him winning it again.
You said this to me even a while ago. Even after you kept the fate after the King George, didn't you?
Well, yeah, like I was kind of thinking that if he got beaten in the King George, they'd push him out to a big price, which they did. And you can just put it like he's just a different horse at Cheltenham, and I think we can assume as well that he's a different horse in the spring than he is in the winter. And he always takes a stuffy horse who takes a run or two, so you wouldn't mind his Dan Royal run. So yeah, I think he'll win it again.
He's like Mikey at preview nights. Mikey was, needed the run last night, and tonight they are flying
I
tonight,
tell
Mikey.
you, I'm after blowing up there now. I'm looking for the line now.
Flat track.
I'll do my best, Mikey, to get you home. Diarmuid, the Gold Cup. What do you like?
Yeah, same as Don. Absolutely loving El Indo. For it, I just think the crabbing of his form going in. I don't have much to add more than Don, obviously, but the crabbing of his form going into Cheltenham is something I find really strange, because he won the Albert Bartlett as a maiden. He won the RSA where he had 2 prep runs, beaten by Lorena, and he finished second to.
Yeah, but hold on a second.
He beat Captain CJ, wasn't it?
He had never in his career ran as bad as he did in the King George.
He did, but Henry de Bromhead had said himself he was trying to fit a square into a round hole. Like it just didn't.
Yeah, but he was beaten after a furlong.
Yeah, but they put cheek pieces on him and tried to ride him forward.
Yeah.
in the
I
race to the
see
front
all
page.
that. Yeah.
Nothing else came. Nothing else from those front few came home. Like nothing.
I think the fact that he was beaten so far out is an argument for the fact that it just wasn't his run.
Absolutely,
at all,
yeah.
And then the last day, like again, that was a huge run of the Irish Gold Cup, because he was 4th last year in that, and he was kicked out of the way in that. He's just a horse that is steadily coming through. Henry de Bromhead seems to have that glint in his eye again when he talks about him, that this horse is coming back. Last year, I was all over for the podcast, and then I deserted him after Christmas, and the Irish Gold Cup. I was heartbroken when he won, and Henry was speaking about him in a similar vein coming up to Cheltenham. He was shocked, wasn't he, that Rachel had picked David? He was just kind of thing. So Robbie Power or Jack Kennedy, whoever, they're both proven on him. He's very close to my biggest bet of the week, my best bet of the week. Very close. I just think that you have a horse here who is coming back to form at the right time, a stable that's coming back to the right form, and yeah, I think Indo takes.
And you're good. Your record on this night is almost like Shishkin. Your charity bet has been fantastic over the years. So that's interesting. Manila Indo for Diarmuid Nolan, 5-1. Dean, where do you stand in the Gold Cup?
I really like Protectorat for this. I really do.
Do you?
Yeah, I really do.
I don't get Protectorat.
Yeah, same.
Try and sell Protectorat to me there.
I think because maybe he started off in the Paddy Power and didn't win it. People would just be like, well,
No, long run.
Protectorate,
Long run was beaten in the Paddy Power
Yeah,
won the Gold Cup.
and actually he had no right to get as close as he did to winning that race. There was a horlicks of a mistake in the contest. I don't think he got the trip that he wanted. He was obviously going off what was he, off 154, something like that. I thought it was a massive run, and immediately then I was like, well, he's on the radar. Then when he went under bridge at Aintree, he put in a performance that was, it's Native River in behind. I appreciate where Native River is at this stage of his life, but it was a massive performance. And he comes in now fitting the kind of trends of what a Gold Cup winner looks like these days, right? He's on exactly the mark you'd expect this up-and-coming horse to be. I think it's between him and A Plus Tard. I think Galvin would be like a synchronized style winner, one that we'd easily forget in terms of the context of the race. Solid horse. I hope he runs well. I've always liked him, but I just think he's just slightly below the top bar. Manila Indo, I mean, there is positives in that run at the Dublin Race Festival, but he still got beat by Conflated and pretty comfortably. He didn't step back to being Manila Indo. He's got to come forward again. He could well do it at Cheltenham. I'm not interested at 5-1. Album Photo is too old. Allaho should go here and it won't. The rest can't win. So it's A Plus Tard against Protectorat for me. And at the prices, you got to be with Protectorat. He is the up-and-coming force. Dan Skelton, I think, is about to hit the big time with this horse, and I hope that happens.
Okay, interesting. I'm going to give a shout out to Royal Pagaille, who I think is far too big of a price.
It's got to rain.
It has got a rain,
He's
but
got 20 lengths on A Plus Tard as well, doesn't he, to make up?
It's
yeah.
just got to rain. If it rains, you're in
I
the
know,
Gold Pack,
it's
you're in the
three,
Gold Pack.
like the last 8 Newbury was 2 mile 7 on quickish ground.
Yeah.
It's 3 mile 2 and a bit in the Gold Cup. I'm not saying he'll win it, but he's 25-1, and I think he's a good horse, Royal Pagaille, in the Gold Cup. So I actually forgot what the lads said. Mikey, what's your tip here? You're on to me. You're on to me.
I agreed with Donn a little bit as well now, and you about Manila Indo a bit as well.
Mikey was just after blowing up, and then he flicked to the last page and he said, what fucking left, he says. And then he's seen a picture of himself and he's after getting a breather in. And you get...
There he is. There he is.
another hour out.
Jeez, Mikey, you have lovely teeth. Lovely straight white teeth.
He worked hard on them.
So there you go. That is the 2022 Boodles Cheltenham Gold Cup. A wide variety of opinions there, but I think probably A Plus Tard is the most likely winner for me, and Royal Pagaille maybe at 25-1.